Welcome back, everyone. We're continuing along with the com4rat site, and first off, those of you that watched my last video already saw the issues I made. As I was editing, I saw the issues myself. So the first thing I did here, those of you that saw, I'd spelled function wrong. This is why this copy paste worked. That means then I don't think I need the async here. This async would be fine. Now the issue about the image not showing, this was purely my own error. I had put the images folder inside the CSS1, which of course this is why this wasn't working, this image, because it was in the wrong location. So yeah, so I fixed that and I'll show you what happened. So if you ever encounter such a thing where your styles or your CSS is not working, make sure to check your underscore site folder where everything is rendered to make sure everything is happening where it's supposed to be going. So with that being said, let us now check at what we have. Oh, I also added some styles like a reset, and added Andy Bell's reset to my CSS, my own and Andy Bell's. It's now pndev on 8000. There we go. See, now we have our background image and some text that I put here, and yeah, I think we're good to go now. So yes, always check your underscore site folder. We also need to create a Git repository for this. So I've got some to-dos. We've got some to-dos of things we need to do, right? This is a move notes. We'll go through the notes. So scaffolding 11T project, we've done that, right? Show styles are working, we've done that as well. Now images are working, images are now working, we've done that, we fixed that. And now we need to research on Parallax, because I've never done Parallax before, so we need to do some research on that. And I'm going to be referencing two people, Kyle from Web Dev Simplified and Kevin Powell. First, you're going to start with Kyle's way, because it's simpler, and Kevin's is a bit more complicated. If we then need to add more, we're going to do that, because I want to try and start doing it with CSS first before I add any JavaScript, before any of that. And let's run down some of the stuff that this project is going to have. So this is the general structure of the songs that I said are stars. They're going to be like this. So each song is linked to a project and to a genre, which is a constellation and a planet. So the projects are the planets. We're going to rename these. So each planet has a list of songs, stars. Don't think about it in space. This is the theme for the site. Now each genre has a list of songs as well, so it's good. This is the general structure of the data. This is important for now when I'm placing these items on the page, right? So the visual hierarchy is like this. Planets are the ones that are going to be most prominent, right? They're going to be most prominent. They're not going to have any opacity at all. Then constellations are going to have a little lesser opacity, and then stars are going to have even lesser opacity, because they're going to be laid out on the page. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's going to really be interesting. So now, this is the notes I was making. Now the activity now. Stars, if you were to click a star, it's going to show you, it's going to show you a model. And in the model, it's going to show you the song name, its details, the project it belongs to, and the genre it belongs to. And that's it. You're not going to be able to click into the model or anything of sort. Just click it. It shows you what it's about and all that. The planet is also a model. This one shows you things about the album, whatever the project, and all the songs that belong to that project. And now with the constellations, do I not have? Yeah, constellations. Constellations have a hover effect because they're like a group of stars. So if you, there's going to be a constellation name or an icon. I'm not sure. I think an icon. So when you hover the icon, the surrounding stars that belong to that constellation, this is the one that's going to be very interesting. The stars relating to that constellation are going to increase in their hover opacity. So the constellation name only has a hover effect. The stars are the ones that are clickable. This is going to be very interesting to do because I have no idea how I'm going to approach this. The modal stuff, I'm going to take inspiration from Angela Holden, because she did modals. She did modals with pure JavaScript and CSS. So yeah, so this is what we're gonna do. But first for today was my index.nj. Okay, here we go. This is what we saw on this page right here. And what I want to do first is just to see if I can get the parallax stuff going. And for that, we're going to watch some of Kyle. I should have actually done research, but you just watch some of Kyle. Cause do we watch some of Kyle? I don't think we should do. Will Kyle allow us to watch some of his video? Really should have done this before. But well, let me watch some of Kyle, and then I'll be back with you guys. And when I've watched, then I'll show you what I've done. Alright, so I watched Kyle's video, and yeah, so generally, from what I understand, we need like a container like this, the parallax container that holds all of your parallax layers. So for me, I need 3 layers. I need the planets, I need the constellations, and I need the stars layer. So these are 3 layers we need. So we do this. So why do we do it? So we have a space where the parallax happens. In the styles, so in styles, if you remember, I added open props at the top here. In addition to that, I did some layers. Is just a way to group your code so it's not as messy. I added some custom properties. These I haven't used. I don't even think I need these because I've not used these. We can get rid of this actually. So reset, this is my reset and a bit of Andy Bell's reset because I'm learning Cube CSS. That's beside the point. A bit of Andy Bell's reset. So these are just resets. I'm sure most of you guys know about this. Just things to make your HTML document go back to default. So this is not important. This is where it starts. Line height 2. So I had initially, when I showed you this page, I had the background image, but I couldn't see the parallax effect because of what I'm trying to do. Right, this is empty. And it starts here. So the header, this part is actually this part, which I just want at the top of the page. That's not part of the parallax. The parallax itself starts here, where we give the height of 100%, an overflow of auto of x, a hidden, and a perspective of 10. This is the part that starts the parallax stuff. I did relative to this because why did I put relative on this one? Well, because the layers inside. This is relative, and all of these are absolute. Because we're going to position them absolute, which is what we did here. Parallax layer, we did them absolute. And this number has been tricky, or with my testing has been tricky. But yeah, the height for the scrolling and all of that stuff. Because in Cal's video, he does 100%, height of 100%. I'll show you what that does at 100%. It's not as visible. Z index, I did it 2. He had it at 1. I'm going to show you why I've chosen the numbers I chose. Okay, and then this is so the pointer events, because I have a click event and a hover event, so they just work the same. Now this is what gives you the parallax effect, because since we did perspective, what did we do the perspective here? Since we did this perspective of 10% and the origin is center, we need to tell each layer how we want it to transform as it scrolls. So this is what happens. We transform it on the Z index at 5 pixels, at negative 5 pixels, because this is 10 pixels. Because the one he actually did was this one, the 10 pixels. So this one is exactly 10 pixels away from our initial perspective. That's how it did. Let me stop talking. Let me show you this stuff actually. I hope I'm in the right place. So here we go. So this is what I have so far. And it's not as visible because because everything is close together. This is why I put 200 pixels. So if I put this to 200%, where is she? This guy, it's a bit more visible. Right, if I were to do that and I come back, you see now we can actually see this image. So this first one is the planets, this one is the constellations, the other one is the stars, and they're all scrolling at different speeds, which is the parallax effect we're trying to go for. Now the more complicated issue. I have the general understanding of how to do the parallax effect. Now it's to implement it properly and having the background image I want and each of the elements working independently of each other. So we're going to get that set up. I'm going to commit these changes and push this project to GitHub in this particular state it is right now. So what we're gonna do first, come back to my body. Where's my body? We're gonna bring back this background image. You take this one because that's where it's actually supposed to be. Make the color white. Save this. Let's see where we are now. So yeah, so at least we see. So this is the other image that we used here. Huh. Interesting. This is the same image I have here. Looks nice at the bottom. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let me see if I bring this back to 100%. What happens? But it's here. 100%. So what happens? See if that changes anything. Yeah, see, it's not as fluid as I'd like, but at least the com4rat is staying on the top, and this is on top. So that's what I need to work on and figure out how to do, because I have no idea, guys. I have no idea how exactly that's supposed to work. But at least we have the initial basis of the parallax that we're going for, which is the main thing we need to focus on. While I'm here, let me actually create the data. The data for this. Did we do this in 11t? Did I set it? Yes, I did set a data folder. So new file underscore data. What do I call this file? Site data. No. I don't even know what to call this. Naming is hard, guys. Let's see, com4rat data.js, like this. So I just want to create the general data for at least a planet and a planet, a constellation, and an album. Where is my structure? It's at the top here. Here. Okay. So let's say we've got an album. We call it call it com4rat. Call it I don't know. Rat pack. This is going to be an object. Then the name is equal to rat pack. Then the no, I'm not doing that. Stop it. Look, I need to turn oneself off for a bit so I actually come back and do this properly. So let's start with the album ID, name, description, and the songs, which is an array. So the ID, just call it 1. Oh, rat pack is good for an ID. Rat pack. Name, description, go first album, I think the songs are gonna be stars. It's gonna be interesting because they're gonna have to reference something else. Will that work? Sure. Let's see if that works. Star 1, track name. Just called it track name. Yeah, three are enough. Star 1, star 2, star 3. That's fine. Okay, fine. We'll call the project Planet Jazz. But then, okay. While you're in here, you don't need this information. However, what I will do though, let's save this for now. Okay, there's an issue. Where's the issue? There's an issue. Let me see what the issue is. Okay, this needs a comma. There's still an issue. Because I don't need this on here and I don't need this on here. So what we're gonna do, we'll actually make this project, what's called Planet Jazz Fusion. Planet Jazz Fusion. Why not? Then that's going to be the ID, which will make sense for everything else later. Copy this, paste this there. I'm going to copy this, paste you there, like so. Boom, boom. Right, that's fine. Stars, what's the issue with this array, if I may ask? Everything else looks fine. But I don't need this here, but for the individual stars. So let me copy one of these star objects. Copy const star 1 is equal to this object right here. Save this. That's fine. Because this one now has Planet Jazz Fusion, then the genre will be Constellation Jazz. Call it const. Yeah, I know there's better ways to be doing this, but right now I just need this to be working. Oh yeah, okay, do star 1, star 2, star 3. That's better. This is a better way to do this instead of this, because most of this information is not necessary for this. You just reference the ID of the stars. So this can be star 1, star 2, star 3, star 2, star 3. But I do need to copy the stars though. So they're their own objects. Let's undo this. Boom. Copy star 2 and star 3. Like this. Let's remove most of this. Star 1. Star 2. Star 3. Okay, should be fine. So that's const star 1. This is Constellation Jazz, which is some stuff we need to have. Then I'll paste these. Const star 2 and a const star 3. Boom. What's the issue? Go away. Save. There's an issue. I think this comma does need to be there. This is fine. Save. That's not working either. Okay. So we've got our album, we've got our songs or stars, we've got a constellation. This is the general basic data structure that we want, that we're then going to use in our main.js in our assets. New file, js, main.js. That's where we're going to use it. And remember, we need to do a pass-through copy. I'm going to do the pass-through copy, but in order to do it, we need to stop our dev server. So this is where we're going to import. Import. What do we call this? What exactly did we call it? Let's import this Planet Jazz Fusion. Oh, I didn't export them. I'm an idiot. Export. Is my keyboard? Nope, that's not working. My God. Export. Right, let's now import Planet Jazz Fusion. It's named export from That's not correct. That is absolutely not correct at all. Oh, this needs to be data. My bad. Rename data. This needs to come from because I know there's a better way to do this in 11t. I'm just not cognizant of how, but I need to, yeah. So that's where this would go, since we're let's see if it actually works. Yes, I accept these changes. I need to stop the dev server so I can do the pass-through copy. Here it is. For start, let's stop this first. Let us come to here. Let's do another pass-through copy for JavaScript. I need the 11t config. Where are you, 11t config? Here you are. I need a secondary one for JS. Because you could actually just do one like this, which just does all the assets, but I want to be more specific as to what I'm passing through copy, so I don't copy everything. This is why I'm doing these individually, as I am right now. I'm gonna go do some more research as to how best to get data from 11t via the data folder, because there are ways to do it which I think would be better, but considering I need to inject the stuff into HTML, we're just going to do JS for now, and then when that's working we can then later whatchamacallit. What is wrong? Of course it's wrong. What died? What's wrong? Can I take this down for initialization? Order matters. You idiot, order matters. Okay, so the stars are always first, this and this is later. Save. Order matters. You dumbass, order matters. Try again. What's wrong now? There was a problem importing. Can I tell the star before initially? What do you? It's initialized though. It's right here. It's right here. Is it not right here? Okay. Let's start. Const star 1 is here. Const star 2 is here. Export const star 2. Export const star 3. Export Constellation Jazz. They're all in the correct order, are they not? Because this is now from there. I have no idea what you want from me. What do you mean it's not initialized? I've initialized it first. I've corrected the order. Same errors. Let's clear this. Please work. Again, no. Interesting. Green star 2 is not defined. It's right there. It's right there. Where is it? Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's not initialized at all. It's not I'm the idiot. I'm the idiot. It is I. Okay. Let's see if the console log actually does something. Reload console. We're getting the data. We are not getting the data. Oh, of course we're not getting the data. We did not import the JS, you dumbass. Into script. How do you do that? src that is to be let's install this. That's what happens here. It's in assets js main.js. So I think it's the same thing that I do here. I believe it has to be, then let's save this first so it gets the colons. It has to be assets js main.js, and this needs to differ. Save. Do we have anything? That is not correct. What is wrong? Reload. That is correct though. Because I know there's nothing wrong here. This never does anything. So how do you import a JavaScript file? Let's go and ask. Go ask. Just gonna come here. I don't need this right now. HTML. That's if it goes inside the HTML document itself. Script is RC. We have no information as to how to do it. That's not helpful. W3 schools, you're supposed to be the one with the answers. Why do you not have the answers? There we go, Geeks for Geeks. Please cooperate, Geeks for Geeks. Add your HTML document, perform that, organized, one click, internal JavaScript within, inside the tag. This is the one that I want. I don't want the inline JavaScript, I just want the file. Script src, that is correct. This is what I did. It's just that mine is in a different place entirely. Okay, maybe let's remove the differ. What if we remove the differ? Save. Is that gonna change?
Power. Yes. Absolute power.
Excuse my phone for that. Okay. That's fine. This is exactly what I did. Are you console logging anything? Okay. Import declarations may only appear at the top level of a module. They're in the top level of the module. What are you talking about? Yes, that's ridiculous. This is the absolute nonsense. Huh. I don't know. Am I missing something? Here is the main.js. Is this import not at the top level of a module? It is right here at the top, is it not? Okay, fine. Let's move this to the body timbone. See if that changes anything. Don't think it should. Oh my god. Cut this. Let us paste this here inside the body. Does that do anything differently? Nope. Again, same issue. Okay. Let's go and ask. We ask. We ask, we find out, we figure it out. I was doing it for HTML. Make sure the script tag is a tag. Oh, you dumbass. Okay, I forgot about that. It has to be tag module. Like this. Is that it? Does that fix it? Are we in business? Reload. What's new now? Why can you not get com4rat data.js? Interesting. Okay, this is clearly an 11T problem, so let's go 11T. Let's not do it in this tab. Let's first move this JavaScript file to the top, back to where it was, where it makes more sense for me. Check if we're having the same issue. Okay, it's 11T, unable to get data file. Okay. It's not this one, it's not this one, it's not this one, it's not this one. I think this one? I think. Do I actually have to do that? Not sure. Configuration. Nope. Global data. Data folder, yes, I did that. I did that. Oh, okay. So it needs to be a module.export. But I don't want JSON. But I don't like JSON. God. Okay, so let's see what they did. Okay, JavaScript data files. This is what I need. It's what default use. I want to use a true. But it's not default though, unless if you want me to make it an object. You can export data from JavaScript to add data file to add data to. This allows you to execute arbitrary code, fetch data at build time. Export default that. But it's not all default, they're different files. Export default function, that's not all that. No, that's not what I want. Not functions, not functions, not functions, not functions, not functions. That's not what I want. That is not what I want. This is closer to what I'm looking for, but not exactly. Must it be default? Must it always be default? Fine, let's try and export default. But I don't believe it should always be default. Because I could then change it to an object, but I'm not in the mood anymore after all of the much that I've suffered. I'm really not in the mood. So let's see if that changes anything. Oh my god, so many new errors. No, it's failing to fetch it entirely. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna figure this out a little bit later. I am tired. I am really tired. See, you see why I created my Learn 11 series. It's for issues like this. Let's see this. Let's try again. One more time. What died this time? Of course something died. Why wouldn't something die? So export default is not the way. I really don't want to make this JSON. I really don't. I hate JSON. I hate writing JSON specifically. Not that I hate JSON. I hate writing it. Okay, so this is correct, right? Oh should nope, that died entirely. Wow. Okay, let's clear it. Let's clear it so we see the actual errors. Okay, what died entirely? There's a problem importing that. Why? It's freaking defined. It's right here. What do you mean it's not defined? It's right here. He's right here. Oh my god. Here. Paste. It's right here. You were working before. Oh lord. Don't you die. Oh flippin' hell. You know what? I have no idea. I'm tired. I've been at this for a while, from figuring out that issue, watching Cal's video, dealing with Parallax, now this data file. Yeah, I'm not doing any more of this. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I'll have this figured out. But yeah, nope, no more. What do you mean? What do you mean it's not I don't want to make a JSON. I really don't want to make a JSON. JSON is so annoying. I can't really then inject stuff into the file with JSON. Let's check one more time. Global data files, into the data folder, right? .json and images files in the directory. You know what I should actually do is check my own site and how I dealt with data in there, because I know I had data. Underscore data. Don't be JSON. Okay, cool. We've got article.js, we've got common.js, testimonials.js. Let's see what testimonials.js looks like. Okay. It needs to be like this. This I can work with. This I can do. That I can. If it needs to be module.export, this I can do. How do we change this? It'll be like a big ass object. So we go module.exports. That. There's going to be several objects. So first you're going to bring the stars in here, right? But it needs to be an object of an object. So since I can't, let's do this. Go star 1 for now. And then we come here, we go star 2, star 3. Again, what else do we do here? Constellation that. fine. Then let's just comment this out. Let's see how I use testimonials on my page. src index.njk. We did for item and testimonials. Did I do anything with the testimonials so it worked? I'm sure I did. Where is the .11t file? Export function. This is config. That's syntax highlight. Markdown. Collection articles. GraphQL. Articles client query. Config get filter. Pass through copy. Pass through copy. Sitemap. Add filter post date. Selection page. Did there. Short codes. This page heading. This is the one that I took out. Okay, so it should work. So do I just import it as is? Since it's just import. com4rat from there. Then we do this. Save. Try and run it again. And you die. Yeah, nope. Not anymore. Nope. I will figure this out later. Yeah, I'm not in the mood. You know what, guys? I will see you later, but we've done some stuff. We have the basis of Parallax working, which is not bad. Let's just put the 200% again, just so at least we end on a high note of something that was working. Where is it? Here it is. Let's make it 200%. At least we add on a high note that we did something and it's working. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that Parallax. Look at it. Look at that sweet Parallax. It's so nice. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's my Parallax. I did the thing. Thank you, guys. Thank you for struggling with me. It seems like every time we try to do something new, I run into very annoying issues. That shows a gap in things that I've forgotten how to do. But thank you for coming for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Okay, I'm back. I went outside, touched grass, had some water, took a walk. Let's fix this. Right. The data. This was my own fault for forgetting very basic things about JavaScript. Because my project, right, it uses type module, right? Where is it? Where did I see the type module? I saw it. You see here? Because it uses type module, it's there. Don't worry, I know it's there. That means the JavaScript, because it uses type module, that means the JavaScript file that I use here also needs to be type module, like in the module format. So the module exports would not work. But that's not just it. Because of how 11t renders data, I can't directly fetch from this file into this file. Let me close this. I can't directly fetch from this file into this file. I first have to pass it to my index.html. So after I'd fixed this, right, this stars.whatever, right, I first had to go into my index.nunjax and place it at the bottom of my file here, windows.galaxy data, so it's available because it's exposed first to the HTML before anything, and have it galaxy, then dump safe, so this is that. Then also link to the main.js. After having done that, then I come into the main.js. Excuse me, this is stuff I was testing a little bit. Then I now say stars, constellations, and planets is equal to window.galaxy data, which is here, and this is here. This is how we get the JavaScript to work. And for proof, did I console log any of this? No, this is the file that has the console. So this is planets and constellations. So now, if I were to open my terminal, go to and we run the thing. Everything's working, right? Server localhost 8,000, sorry. And now if we come here and we reload, you see now we have the two arrays. The first array is the album, the second array is the constellation, and everything's working, you see. Now on to the parallax scrolling. I, in my infinite wisdom, was trying to do it in hard mode. This is not the way you do parallax. People only do CSS because they're trying to see if we can eliminate JavaScript. But that's not the way. The correct way, the easier way, the simpler way, the straightforward way is to do it with JavaScript. So that's what we're going to do next. So first thing I need to do, right, is to set up the HTML such that it accepts the JavaScript, because all I wanted was to have them at different layers, scrolling at different speeds, at different opacities. So at least we can get that done. We commit it, we deploy it, and then in the next video we can do the modal stuff. So we're going to wipe everything that's here, well, except for the background Excel, but you're going to wipe everything and rework what we've done and use JavaScript instead. So starting here, this goes up here before the main, right? So the parallax container, everything is fine. This is fine. This grid, not yet. I'm gonna use this utility class a little bit later, but we are going to empty all of these. This is going to remain empty. Why? Is because we're going to inject everything with JavaScript. So this is going to be empty, this is going to be empty, and this is going to be empty, like so. But what we need to add is a data, yes, the data speed, because the speed is what is going to determine how fast things scroll. So we're going to add data speed to all of these. These are comments I was doing as I was testing. Just thought I would now actually type them with you together. So this will be data speed. It's going to be 0.2, right? So that's it. So I could have just copied these, but these are not sections and I don't want to type things again. So 0.2, 0.4, and 0.7. So this one is 0.4. Data speed is equal to 0.4. Then this one, data speed is equal to 0.7. That way they scroll at different speeds. So now all that's going to be on my page is this thing right here. Yeah, that's all that's there. And like I said, we're using OpenProp, so I have some general stylings that I use for that. For example, where is it? Where did I do the header? It's right here. So this is a class from OpenProps, like a size class. If you go to the OpenProps docs here, there's sizes here. So this is just how you use them. Variable size from 0 to 15, or you can have them as pixels, as fluid, but I just needed pixel value so it's not close to the edge, and there's some space. We can also do font size stuff, which is here, typography, so something we can also do. But what I'm gonna do now is remove this green and remove this as well, because we don't need this height anymore, because this height was because of other things I had done that weren't interesting. So now all of these classes are going. These are not important. These won't help me in any way. I'm going to delete all these classes, right? And then we're going to now work with the new ones that I was testing that are now supposed to work. Did I think I did something wrong here. Wait, let's undo. Undo my delete. Okay, it starts here. Okay, cool. That's fine. So we delete all of these. Okay, line items. So this is the header. No, the header stays. Header is fine. So this is where we start. So what we're going to take our parallax container, we'll give it a position of relative, a height of 200 vertical width because we want it a bit longer, overflow hidden. The parallax layers, those are going to be absolute like we did before, the width 100, the height 100%, and the will change to transform. Then now level stars, like we said, the opacity that I wanted, which was here. I think we noted it down in my to-do. Here, so the opacity is 1, 0.8, 0.7, and stuff. So here I just change those values up a bit, but yeah, generally I think this needs to go. So the opacity for this is going to be 0.6, and its z-index is going to be 1, this one is going to be 2, and the planets are going to be 3. So planets are closer to the edge. I'm going to save that. This is not going to work. There's nothing on the page. Let's go and check. The page is now blank. Or only just have com4rat. That's all we have. Just scrolling fine. That's all good. Now, for the JavaScript, what we need to do first is plot the items on the page. Then after we've plotted the items on the page, then we can do the parallax scrolling effect. So, to plot on the page, we need to get firstly the parallax container and the parallax layers, as well as the layer planets, but more the parallax layers than this. Yeah, but all of them actually. And that's the JS I wrote and commented out, so I'm just gonna explain it to you as we go. Right, so firstly we're gonna get the planets layer, which is the query selector planets layer, which is what we did here. We also need, did I forget something else? Oh yes, planets layer. We need the constellations layer, which is fine. We need the document layer. This is all it. Okay, cool. This is fine. So what we do, we make a function called render planets. We loop through all of the, it's not supposed to be projects though, it's supposed to be planets. So for planets, instead of projects, planets for each planet, then this needs to be planet dot I. What on earth are you doing? Right, planets, then we do planet.id, planet.name, because that's what we're doing. We're not doing project. The project is the base name for everything. Genre, these are constellations, so let me do this. Let's go go constellations, like so. Right, stars is fine. Constellations, the constellations there. This needs to be constellation. We come in here, throw D, go constellation ID, which is fine. Constellation.name, which is fine. Constellation ID, planet.id. This is planet ID, not project ID. Make sure everything is fine. So this is the first thing we need to do, to plot everything on the page, right? That's stage one. Once everything is plotted, we've got our planets layer, we've got a planets layer, a constellation layer, and a stars layer. We plot them, we loop through everything. For each element we create a div. For each of those we add a class name, right? And then to each of them, from the data set that is here that we loop through, we now from the data set that we got here from planets, we now we specify the planet ID. We call it planet ID, and then the text content is going to be the planet.name, and the planets layer we're going to append the child, which is the element. We do the same for the constellations, and we do the same for the stars. So this has to be, make sure everything is correct lest I run into more errors. Planet ID, and then this is constellation ID, constellation ID, star.constellation ID, constellation ID. This is planet ID, because these are going to be important when I do the model later. So everything seems fine. Then we run our function render planets, which is planets. We render the planets, right, that we got from here, the render constellations and render constellations. That's step one, right? Okay. Right. Now this is not going to work. Why? Because we need to still do the JavaScript, right? So now let's go to the JavaScript, because I've been working on it and I commented most of it out. But yeah, basically this is the JavaScript we're going to be working on, which is now not improved, like reworked, so it actually works for what we want to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plot the items onto the page, right? That's what we're going to do first. We'll plot the items to the page. That's getting like the stars, the constellations, and the planets, which are the things we exported from here. That's the stars, constellations, planets. That's what we do first. So from there, we're gonna create a function called render planets, and for those, we're gonna loop through all of the planets, and then for each of them, we create a div element, and the div element is we're gonna give it a class of planet, and then we're gonna give it the planet ID that's there. So with planet ID. Right, my bad. Planet ID does that. The text content is going to be this icon of planet and the planet or name. They're going to append the child to there, right? That's the first thing we do. This is not genre ID. I actually called it constellation ID. I made sure of it because I don't want to have these mismatches and things don't make sense, right? Then we do the same for the constellations, which are our genres. Then we do the same for our stars, which are our songs, right? Yeah, that's basically it. Then we call the function render planets, we call the function render constellations, and render stars. Then, once that's done, I want to first comment this code out, because this is the final piece of the puzzle. Let's save this, and let's check if our stuff is loading. So you see, here we go. We have planet jazz fiction, we've got 2 stars, everything is on the same layer though, which is okay for now, because I think the parallax is the one that's going to make things work better. Now, moving on to the parallax, which I was supposed to do with JavaScript to begin with, and stop being hard-headed and using and trying to use CSS. So what we do first with the parallax, we get our layers, right? Our parallax layer, which is select a parallax layer, which is in our document here. Parallax layer, these guys, you see these ones that we have, we need to get all of those. This is why we did query selector all, right? So all of them. Then parallax container, if you know this is our main, which is right here, is a parallax container. Then after having done that, now we create a function called update parallax, and we get the container top, which is the top of the container. Then after that, we do the scroll Y to an offset of the window to the Y scroll of this container. Then for each of the layers, we're gonna inject the speed. Remember the speed that we put here, the speed into that, so they scroll at different rates, right? So that's what we have here, right? Then we make an event listener for scroll. Then we request animation frames for update parallax, which is this one. Then we call update parallax. Then as you see, this is much easier than what I was doing with CSS. And if everything is in order, things are supposed to scroll and it looks pretty, and the page is blank. How lovely. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Let's see. Let's inspect. Let's see where my elements went. Main container. Section ID. It's right here. Okay, let's make it 100% instead of
power. Yes.
Of
absolute power.
100. That is in the CSS. It is 100%. So where did it go? That's very, very interesting. Because the elements are there. Are they getting injected is my question. Let's see in here. Planet ID. Yeah, it is in here. It's just not visible. Why aren't you visible though? It is there. So the div is there. It's just not visible. Let's see. Is there anything here? I am not sure. I am absolutely not sure. The scroll is working fine. Oh wait, no, there it is. Oh, it's there. They need to. Okay, they're off the page a bit, but the elements are there. Understood. Okay, so the parallax scroll is working. it is working. I just need to now deal with the particular offsets. Yeah, with the particular offsets, so it scrolls a bit better as we do that. So let's see what we can change here. For now, let's make them, no, the opacity is fine for all of these. Height, let's make it 200%. Let's see if that changes anything. The parallax layers, let's see, there they are. So they only come into view once I've gone past a certain point. So we need padding. We actually need some padding, I believe. Let's add some padding to the parallax container. Was it 100? Why is it 200 VH? Let's make it 100. Let's make this 100 VH and let's see if that changes anything. Oh, that's better. That's actually better because here they are. But they are not aligned nicely. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to actually duplicate one of these planets for starters, just so I have this guy down here. Planet Jazz Fusion 2 and Planet Jazz Fusion 2. So I can at least lay them out on the page a bit better. Just Fusion 2 like so. This is fine. We've got 2 Planet Jazz Fusions, which is cool. Right, that's fine. Now let me bring back my grid that I had before, which was on here. I do grid, save. Anything changing here? Nope, that actually seems to have killed things. Qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Okay, so let's remove this for now. Do you come back? No, you do not come back. Odd, what did I do? Let's always check our console if there's issues. jQuery is not defined, reference error. jQuery is not, that's fine. Most of this is fine. That should not be the issue. Where did it go? What did I do? Was it in here? Is it what I changed in here? Okay, let's remove the Planet Jazz Fusion 2 for a second. Save. Anything? There it is. There's Planet Jazz Fusion again. It's back. Which is cool. Let's add the other one for posterity, just to check. There we go. Save. Jazz Fusion. There we go. That's the same one. That's good. Now, why is my grid not? Oh, I didn't save. Grid. Save. Anything? So my grid class undoes that. That is quite interesting. Fine, let's remove it. So probably what I need to do next with this, right, is reload. Okay, there we go. Planet Jazz Fusion. What I need to do now is work on offsetting every element here so they're laid out a bit better on the page. Because yeah, they're fine. That's there. I see everything there. They're just two together. So instead, let's come to style.css. Let's go to layer planets for starters. Let's go display grid. Let's go grid template columns. Repeat to 1fr. Does that do anything? So, oh no, they are there they are. So that's a bit better. Let's go place item center. Place items center. That's fine for now. go down. Interesting. And now they're gone. That is very, very odd. But at least you see the genres and the stars are showing up. This worked. Did this work? Okay, so that's fine. So it's the place items in there that is the issue. So what I actually want to do to figure out next, what we're going to figure out next is to have these positioned maybe in the middle, the planets in the middle and the stars around, as well as the constellations. That's what we're going to do, but our parallax for the most part is working. What I'm going to do now is bring back the 200 vertical height that was here to begin with. I had here to begin with, and see if that changes anything. Because this so it scrolls more, yeah, but it goes off the page. So yeah, that's basically the gist of a parallax effect. I just need to add more space to the layers. Let's go parallax layers. Where are they? Parallax layers. Let's give them padding of var size. Let's go 8. See if that does anything. If it gives them a bit of space. There we go. See, that's better. They're not so tied to the top of things. Yep, it's getting along. It's coming along. So it's a matter of giving each of the containers some space and some offsets, and generally we're gonna be done with the parallax stuff. Then afterwards we'll work on the click events for these things and the individual stars. Yeah, but yes, so what have we learned? Don't fight the technology, work with it. While parallax scrolling with CSS is possible, it's not the easiest to implement, and in the long run it's just better to do it with JavaScript. Next, if your project uses a type module, make sure whatever JavaScript files you use are also using the common ESM. Is it ESM? It should be ESM. It is ESM. It was written here somewhere. I remember we read about it prior. So if your JavaScript project uses modules, make sure that the files you use are also in the module syntax. Yeah, but generally I'm happy with what we've done today, despite all the ups and downs we went through and the struggling we struggled, but at least we're at a good point now. We can now implement more things, the interactions, the laying out of things, creating more constellation stars and planets, and generally bringing the project, make the project come together even more. Yeah, I think we need to pick a font. Do any of you know space themed font? Don't any of you say space grotesque. That's not a space themed font, you know what I mean. But yeah, I think that's it. That's all we're gonna do for today. Done some good work. You joined me, we struggled. It has been like, I think, 2 intermissions just for me to step back and figure things out. But yeah, thank you guys, thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Signing out.